You let them in. You build a bond together, a personal connection. But suddenly, the day came that felt like out of nowhere. They chose to walk away. It's like almost everything you two built together suddenly felt like never mattered at all. They move on, act like it wasn't a big deal. Why is this person still the first person on your mind when you wake up? Why does a song remind you of them? A restaurant, a street, a random smell. Even months later, your mind somehow always finds its way back to them. The most frustrating part? You don't even want to be thinking about them anymore. You've been trying to move on, trying to forget, trying to distract yourself by keeping busy, meeting new people, deleting old pictures and memories from your mind. Yet somehow, they're still there. They always find a way back to your thoughts. So, what if the problem isn't that you're weak or just overly emotional? What if your brain is just simply doing exactly what it was designed to do? Because once you understand why exactly your mind refuses to let go, you can finally stop blaming yourself and start understanding yourself instead. Welcome to the Love Lens. Today, we're going to be exploring one of the most painful and most understood parts of heartbreak. Why is it so incredibly difficult to stop thinking about someone who left? This video isn't necessarily about getting your ex back, but it also isn't about pretending that everything happens for a reason. It's about understanding the actual studied and researched psychology behind attachment, and why letting go often feels so impossible to do. Human beings don't like unfinished stories. Think about your favorite TV show. You're 10 episodes deep into the final season of a series you really put a lot of time, energy, and effort into by investing your attention. However, halfway through the final episode, it just ends. Imagine this. You'd probably keep thinking about it, and not because it was your favorite episode, but because your brain wants completion. You want that conclusion to know how and why things ended and the logic behind why things did conclude the way that they did. Relationships work the same way. When somebody just leaves unexpectedly, especially without clear and concise answers, your mind doesn't file the relationship away as finished. Instead, it continues searching for the missing pieces. What changed? Did I do something wrong? Are they happier without me? Could I have prevented this? Every unanswered question becomes just another reason for your brain to revisit the relationship. Not because it enjoys the pain, but because it's busy trying to solve a problem that no longer has an actual answer. The worst part? Sometimes, there isn't an answer you'll ever receive. Here's a strange fun fact about memory. Memory isn't objective, it's actually selective. And as time passes, our brains often soften painful memories while preserving emotional ones. You remember the late-night conversations, the vacations and trips, the inside jokes, the first kiss, the moments that made you feel understood and at peace. However, what you remember less vividly are the arguments and fights, the anxiety, the incompatibilities, the disappointment. It's almost as if your brain summarizes your relationship into a highlight reel as time passes forward, while quietly erasing the scenes that didn't fit the fantasy or dream. That's why people can often miss someone who chose to leave so easily, but without actually missing the relationship they had once had. They miss the version of the relationship that they remember, and sometimes, those just aren't always going to be the same thing. Being left behind, though, that doesn't just hurt emotionally. It actually challenges something much, much deeper, your sense of certainty. When somebody you care about and didn't plan on leaving yourself decides to leave one day, your brain naturally begins asking yourself some very difficult questions. Was I not enough? What did they find that I didn't have to offer? Why wasn't I worth staying for? These questions feel personal and are often incomplete because a relationship never just ends for one reason. They end because of timing, emotional maturity, compatibility, life circumstances, communication, and countless factors that neither person truly has full control over. Yet, after rejection, our minds tend to simplify everything into one painful conclusion. It has to be an issue with me, and that belief will keep the person who left psychologically connected to your identity long after they're physically gone. Routine is another reason that moving on feels so difficult. Think about how much space someone slowly can begin to occupy in your daily life when you're together. Good morning texts, phone calls after work, weekend plans, inside jokes, sharing victories, sharing bad days, without realizing it. Your brain begins expecting their presence, but then one day, they're just gone. The worst part about this, though, is that even though they may be gone, your habits still aren't. Your mind will naturally still reach for someone who no longer exists within your daily routine. To many people, this is by far the hardest adjustment to make once a breakup officially happens. They'll feel suddenly alone, empty, abandoned. It's similar to walking into a room and instinctively reaching for a light switch that's been moved. Waking up and checking your phone, but no longer seeing their notification appear. Having a good thing happen at work, but realizing you no longer have this person to text it to celebrate. Healing often isn't about forgetting someone. It's about teaching your brain that life has changed, and that takes time. The hardest part psychologically for your brain to comprehend, however, is the lack of closure, and unfortunately, chasing closure hardly ever actually works out. Many people believe that they just need one more conversation, one final honest explanation, a last goodbye, and then they can finally be able to move on. And sometimes that happens, but more often than not, it doesn't. Closure isn't something another person will usually ever give you, especially one who cared at one point and decided to leave later. Closure is more of something you eventually will have to create for yourself. That's because even if they answered everything question that you had, your brain would most likely just create new ones. Did they really mean that? Are they just saying this to make me feel better or worse? Are they hiding something? Could things still work out eventually? The search for certainty then turns into an endless cycle, constantly searching for the true answers that can never actually be proven as true in your mind. Actual healing can begin when you're finally able to stop asking yourself, why did they leave? And replace that type of questioning with one more along the lines of, what kind of life do I want now? So, if you still find yourself thinking about somebody who left, it doesn't automatically mean that they were your soulmate. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're meant to be together. And it certainly doesn't mean that you're incapable of moving on. More often than not, all it means is that you're human. A human being with the natural emotions that almost every human being shares within the realms of compassion, care, and love. Your brain becomes attached. It's psychologically normal, and it helps to build routines with people and things, and those types of routines then go on to create attachment. It searched for certainty and remembered the good, but slowly erased the more insignificant memories of the incompatibilities, the arguments, the fights, the challenges that the relationship faced. It struggled with unanswered questions and desperately searched for the answers it was looking for to provide yourself with closure. These are all just things that minds do. But eventually, those thoughts do become less frequent. The memories suddenly become quieter, and one day, you'll realize that they crossed your mind again. Maybe it was a song you two listened to or discovered together. Maybe it was just seeing them while scrolling by on social media. No matter the case, though, you'll realize that you can think about them again, without them taking over your entire day. Not because you forced yourself to forget them and the good memories that you two shared together, but because your life slowly became bigger than the space they left behind. So always remember, sometimes the hardest part of moving on is realizing that your mind is trying to protect you, not punish you. And sometimes, closure can only truly be created by yourself. Thank you for watching The Love Lens. Here, we explore the psychology behind love, relationships, and human behavior, helping you to better understand the emotions, patterns, and decisions that shape the connections in our lives. If you enjoyed this video or found it knowledgeable or helpful in any way, please consider subscribing and join us for new insights every single day. Until next time, thanks for watching.